Okay. So state of California, crazy in some ways, beautiful in a lot of ways, crazy in other ways, policy-wise. I know that y'all have felt that, and y'all have talked about opening up shop in Franklin, Tennessee, right? So tell me kind of like what that move, what that expansion means for the country, or not for the country, maybe for the country, but
Also.
specifically for the company.
Yeah. So going back a little further, my uncle opened the office in Irvine that we have. So we're Baldwin Park, and then Irvine opened in the 90s. When my dad came down to run the business, because he had moved us away. We moved to Northern California. It was family over fighting with his brother and running the company. So he came down and saw Irvine and all of that and was just like, this is not us. This is not our roots. This is not my dad. And he wanted to move everyone back to Baldwin Park. So kind of did a hybrid. He moved a lot of people back to Baldwin Park, but Irvine continued on and continued to grow. And then, my dad died a handful of years later, so he never got to bring everyone back here and close Irvine. So Irvine now, we went from having a couple floors to nearly the whole building, So my vision for a long time has been to have, these two offices under one roof. And so that's basically what's going to happen. We're building an office in Franklin. So I'm actually moving out there. And
wow. How do you feel about that? You're like a California girl through and through, right?
Yeah. I mean, I really loved living in Northern California. And I'm so thankful that I grew up there because I think it changed a lot of who I am today. I think I would be different if I was raised in Southern California. But there, like you said, there's a lot of great things about California, but raising a family is not easy here. Doing business is not easy here. Now, the bulk of our stores are still going to be here in California, but it will be wonderful having an office out there, growing out there.
Totally.
And being able to have the family and other people's families out there. And so in that, it's two-part. We'll have everybody under one roof here in Baldwin Park, and we'll close Irvine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big transition. And that's happening in the next few years, right?
Yeah. We've kind of, given it a longer runway so that it's smoother for everybody so they can plan and all of that. And we gave them a lot of notice, because we love them and want to make it as easy as possible. But by 2030, we'll close the Irvine office. So.
Okay. So at one point you said that within your lifetime, like if you draw a line straight from Texas, everything to the left, like you want in and out there, but not maybe to the right of the line. Yeah. And you talked about just like the importance of the kind of like novelty of in and out, like that you liked when someone comes into town where there's an in and out, they're like, I got to go there, which is totally true. Yeah. That's what people do, by the way. I'm guessing though, since you're going to be, to the right of that line, that you're probably going to be opening up in and outs there. So what does the strategy look like? Has it changed?
Well, it's funny. I think Kid Rock, his name's Bob, I think he's the one that actually drew the new map. And he put the line up from Texas, grabbed Tennessee, went around Tennessee and back up. And I'm like, yeah, that's accurate.
There you go.
So I think for me, it's the same heart. It's just, I guess I would say a man plans his ways and God takes his steps, So we had a plan, and then he snuck that in there. And I think, Florida has begged us and we're still saying no. The East Coast states, we're still saying no. We're able to reach Tennessee from our Texas warehouse. So we're not putting our whole meat facility where we do all of our own beef and send it to our stores, make patties. We're not going to have that there. We'll have a warehouse, but not do our own meat there. So we'll be able to deliver from Texas. So Texas can reach some other states, so,
Yeah.